This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate.
Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. Welcome to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. And you know what? It is time to get those 3 rooms starting at $139 plus something special for being a Radio Realtors KTKZ listener. You want to book now so that you can get them in right after Christmas or right at the beginning of the new year, because they are busy right now. And you know what? Your house probably needs it, right? With all the people coming and going for the holidays, you want to get your carpets, your tile floors, your wood floors, your grout, all that stuff, zero resified. And you can get this special deal, 3 rooms starting at $139 plus something special for Radio Realtors and The Answer listeners. So go to their website at zeroresacramento.com or give them a call, 916-245-2992. That's 916-245-2992. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate. And Merry Christmas, everybody.
Wow, you threw me off there.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Merry Christmas, everybody. If you've got a question, a comment, or you just want to get a hold of the Radio Realtors to tell us how much you love us and to give us a hello, happy holidays, Merry Christmas greeting, you can do that by calling us on the Radio Realtors hotline at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can live chat with us 24/7 on our website at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com.
And we have a pretty special show today, Frank, with these topics.
Yeah, 9 things to watch out for the first time you view a home.
We're also going to do an interview with Bill Horbaly, and he's the owner of Connected Technology. And they do solar, but they do a lot more. They do like those battery packs that would like be a panel in your garage that will power your whole house if the electricity all goes out. They do all kinds of stuff, and he's going to be on to talk about what they do.
We're also going to have pet relocation tips for a stress-free move.
You know what? I think that's going to be a good segment, Frank. So once again, you can get a hold of us on the Radio Realtors hotline anytime at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can use our live chat option 24/7 at our website, radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com.
So, Frank, the first walkthrough of a home is when potential owners get that gut feeling and get a chance to compare a home to their wish list. And while you'll know if a potential home meets your basic requirements, from the number of bedrooms to the availability of an outdoor space, you won't know every detail of the home the first time you view it.
And the Radio Realtors spoke with our favorite home inspectors and contractors who specialize in home renovation to find out what you should look out for during your first walkthrough or an open house.
Right, Frank. So on today's show, we're going to share our guidelines to help you make an informed assessment of a home's condition.
Okay, the first thing you want to do is check the floors.
Yeah, Frank, do you want one way to tell that the plumbing might not be up to par? Well, look for the floors with unusual sagging or dipping near the bathroom.
That's right, Rob. It's a sign that plumbers may have done some interesting plumbing underneath the floor.
Yep, Frank, and our favorite contractors say sagging floors and other portions of the home mean the structure may need some work.
You don't want sagging floors, Rob.
No, you don't.
Okay, the second thing you want to do is notice cracks in the walls.
That's true. Now, spotting a crack in a wall is unsurprisingly not good. A crack in a brick wall could mean there's movement, which could be a sign of structural problems.
That's right. Now, small drywall cracks are probably nothing to worry about, but larger cracks or ones with a discoloration may indicate structural issues or leaks.
And nobody wants those, Frank.
No, they don't.
Now, Frank, the third thing you want to do is pay attention to fresh paint.
Yeah, Rob, a bad paint job or 15 layers of paint is nothing to worry about, but do take note if it looks like the home hasn't been renovated in a while and you spot fresh paint or sheetrock in the house.
Right, Frank. And that likely means that before the sellers put the house on the market, they fix something.
Or they're covering something up.
And that could be true as well. And the location is crucial because it's the most likely location for termite or water damage. So if you notice anything unusual, an unusual cover-up, ask while the work was done.
Okay, Rob, the fourth thing you want to do is test the windows.
Yeah, this is an important one, Frank. You definitely want to open and close the windows, and you want to see if they lock properly.
And consider that people usually replace windows with cheaper, lower quality windows.
Yeah, that's true, but this shouldn't be a huge deal breaker, and it won't be the biggest headache in improving a home.
Still, the cost can add up if you need to replace them down the line.
Right, and cheap or faulty windows are also likely to drive up heating costs if they're not replaced.
That is so true. Okay, the fifth thing you want to do is assess the roof.
Yeah, Frank, you want to ask when the roof was installed and ask to see the warranty to back it up. Older homes may have several layers of roofing.
And unfortunately, at some point, someone will have to remove all those layers of roofing.
And it'll probably be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that time comes, the possibilities of them finding something they have to repair are going to be pretty high. And it'll be hard for a non-expert to know everything about the roof by just looking at it. So don't be afraid to ask questions or follow up with an expert opinion.
Yeah, I just put a new roof on a listing coming up. I got a crash course in roofing that I didn't know after all these years. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, there is a lot that goes on with roofing, and and there's even companies that can come out and prolong the life of your roof by putting on some sort of coating or treatment.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of things that you need to be aware of, but it's definitely true.
Yeah, we got 4 bids. And the owner was the ultimate decision maker, but it turned out pretty good.
That's good. Well, if you have questions about any of these things, these home improvements, we can help you because we have contacts in every single trade.
Yes,
contractors,
we do.
roofers, solar folks, home inspectors, the whole 9 yards. So
we know a guy.
We know a guy or a gal.
Yeah.
A guy or a gal. So anyway, we got to go to break. But if you want to get a hold of the Radio Realtors, we would love to say Merry Christmas to you. You can reach out to us at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. And guys, you still got a couple of hours of shopping time left. The 23rd and 24th, usually you can get out there and still manage to find your lady something. But don't wait. What are you waiting for?
Yep.
So don't go anywhere. 833-32-RADIO, 833-32-RADIO, or you can live chat with us 24 hours a day, even on Christmas, at RadioRealtors.com. We'll be back right after this.
Pass the cookies, Rob.
No problem, Frank. Do you know what that sound is? That's your wake-up call. What do you need to wake up from? It's the nightmare of paying your landlord's mortgage. Think about this. If you're paying $2,500 a month for rent, you're paying $30,000 of your landlord's mortgage a year, and that should have you waking up in a cold sweat. Why not make a resolution today to buy your very own home? Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is ready to help you. The market has changed, and it's leaning towards being a buyer's market, and that means you could buy a home now, not overpay, or be in a bidding war, and maybe even get some of your closing costs paid for you. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is a mortgage master, and he specializes in customizing a loan for your unique situation. Jeff even has down payment assistance loans and ideas to buy down your interest rate. Answer your wake-up call. Call Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage at 916-765-2900 or apply online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997.
Thank you for calling Jeff Compton's office. It's a great day to buy a home. How can we help you?
Rob here, reminding you that you can hear all of our shows on the Radio Realtors podcast through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, and more. Please give the Radio Realtors podcast a 5-star review and share the link with your friends. Access it now at RadioRealtors.com.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. And you know what? It's Christmas Eve, and you're probably going to be having folks coming over to your house, and that means that your carpets are probably going to get dirty with people coming in, people coming out. So make a New Year's resolution or just an end of the year proclamation that you're going to get your carpets and everything else cleaned.
Get your wife something for Christmas.
You know what that is? You get her a gift certificate for carpet cleaning. Now, that's not like buying her a vacuum for Christmas. That's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yes.
Yeah. So right now you can contact Zero Res at ZeroResSacramento.com, and you can get 3 rooms starting at $139 plus something special for Radio Realtors listeners and The Answer listeners. So give them a call, 916-245-2992. That's 916-245-2992, or go to ZeroResSacramento.com, and please tell them that the Radio Realtors sent you. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And we're talking to you today about 9 things to watch out for the first time you view a home. And you know, when you go through on a tour or an open house, sometimes you can get overwhelmed with maybe neat things about the home. Maybe the home has a brand new kitchen, or maybe it has, interesting artwork, or it has a cool outdoor space, and you start to focus on those things. Well, you got to focus on some other things to kind of get a sense of whether the home is for you or not. And surely, the number of bedrooms and baths, and if it has like a cool outdoor space because you are doing a lot of staycations, or maybe it has a great open room concept. Those types of things are easy to decipher, but it's the other things. The first thing that we said is you need to check the floors. Sometimes in areas of the home, especially on a raised foundation, we find dipping or sagging floors, or maybe there's a bubbling in the hardwood floors or something, and that could indicate water or termite damage. So you just want to be on the outlook or the lookout for those types of things, and that is the first thing. Number 2, you want to check for cracks in the walls. Now, little hairline cracks in
those are settling cracks.
Yeah, in the walls, that's not a big deal. Yeah. But let's say you see like a fairly big crack in maybe a brick wall or something like that. Those could indicate that there's something structurally wrong with the house. I remember one time, Frank, I was at a house and there was some structural issue, and it was so weird because you walk into the room, and if you walk to the right corner, it was legitimately lower than the rest of the house. So it dipped inches. It was quite interesting, but it was definitely evident that there were some structural issues there. Now, number 3 is you want to pay attention to fresh paint. Now, this isn't always a thing, but sometimes people do put fresh paint because there's nothing like that fresh paint smell, right, Frank? But sometimes there might be an area where it looks like they did some patching or did some work, and then they put a fresh coat of paint, and maybe they're hiding something, right? So you want to make sure that, you find out, you do a little investigation about maybe why they did that renovation, right? Now, the 4th thing you want to do is you want to test the windows. And this is super important because sometimes the windows look brand new, but you go to lift them up and they're off track, they're not closing properly, and windows can be a big expense. I will tell you this, though, if you want the best window deal in Northern California, you got to call our friends at Brothers Windows. They are by far the best. My parents, probably a year and a half ago, got their windows done, and they got a quote from somebody else that was almost as much as the house when they first bought it, Frank, in like 1969. But
they do it right.
They do it right. And it was a little bit over a third of that, and they got some extra things. So, I mean, they do a great job. Now, the 5th thing that you want to do is assess the roof, Frank. And we talked about this, is that you just had a baptism by fire with the roof job that was just done on one of your listings. But the roof is really, really important, right? And so you want to take a look at that roof. And a lot of times you can eyeball it from the outside and see if there's sagging or if there's shingles that are dilapidated, but you can't always tell everything, but you can get an eyeball of it. And maybe you take a couple photos and see where you can kind of zoom in on it. But the roof is super important. So you definitely want, because that's a major expense, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. You can get a 2-year roof cert.
And usually you can get a roof inspection done at no cost, which is nice as well. Now, what is the next thing?
Okay, Rob, the number 6 thing you want to do is note the trees outside.
Yeah, this is a big one, Frank, because trees are often overlooked by buyers and even the home inspector because they usually aren't part of an inspection.
However, Rob, trees near a home pose all sorts of risk, like root intrusion into the sewer lines or the risk of falling during the storm. And can I add one more thing?
Sure.
Yeah, pests come from the trees onto the roof. That's where you might get some termite infestation.
Right, Frank. Those smaller risks include also gutters filling with leaves, and removing large trees down the road can be very costly, especially in dense urban settings.
So that's why we always recommend that our buyers get a sewer inspection.
Right.
It may cost around $150 to $250, but could save you thousands of dollars in the future repairs. And don't we know that, Rob?
Yeah, for sure. Now, the 7th thing you want to do is eyeball electrical and plumbing.
But here's the thing, electrical and plumbing issues will be hard to see with the naked eye.
Yeah, and usually our home inspectors say they like to check out how the electrical boxes are arranged. Is there a lot of exposed wiring, or does it look like it was installed incorrectly?
That's right, Rob. Maybe you can take a look at the electrical panel and ask if the homeowner experiences electricity shorts.
And you might want to be cautious if the system hasn't been replaced in a few decades. However, just because an electrical panel is older, it doesn't mean that it needs to be replaced or it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think for both electrical and plumbing matters, it's a clever idea to bring an expert along for a second walkthrough.
Yep, and after your offer has been accepted, you need a home inspector that's going to check that electrical and the plumbing to see that it all is working properly and efficiently.
Okay, the 8th thing you want to do is check out the home's history.
Yeah, another thing that we think can be valuable is finding out how long the home was under its prior ownership, because a quickly flipped house, Frank, has a higher potential for oversights.
Yeah, sometimes there may be new tile or new fixtures, but there might not be any new piping behind them.
Right, Frank. And this is where, if you really like a home, you want to ask the listing agent for disclosures. And if the owner is present, maybe ask them some questions.
That's right, Rob. When you've got the seller at hand, you want to ask them about the history of repairs, who the repairs were made by, and if there are any warranties.
And as for those warranties, Frank, make sure that they extend with the house and not just the homeowner, and make sure that you get a whole house warranty.
Okay, Rob, the 9th thing you want to do is after the walkthrough, follow up.
Absolutely, Frank. And this is where you might need to check on building violations and permits. But if you're feeling good after the walkthrough and you really like the house, get to work investigating any open violations or permit issues the home may be saddled up with.
And there are several places you can check, Rob. The local building department, the fire department, and historic agencies to make sure the property comes out clear.
Right. And the other especially important thing is that the home has a clean bill of health with local government agencies. And it's even a good idea to talk to the neighbors if you're really serious about the home.
That's right, Rob. Numerous complaints may signal that there are problems with the property or that the home will come with a sensitive neighbor.
And no one likes sensitive neighbors. And just want to make sure that all of the work that's been done in the house has been filed with the local building departments. Sometimes you've got home extensions that the county never knew about.
For example, the previous owners may have added a 4th bedroom to the house, but permits were never filed and it's getting taxed as a 3-bedroom.
Yeah, so be sure to ask the sellers if all the permitting is in order. If you're suspicious about maybe some shoddy work, you may want to look elsewhere for a home.
And remember, an expert's opinion, whether it's a home or pest inspector or contractor, can be crucial in helping you avoid renovation that becomes a money pit.
Yeah, and even if a home looks great on the surface, Frank, here's the wrap up. It may not be as lovely as it appears. The seller is trying to present their home in the best possible light for potential buyers. So while you're touring any home, pay attention to what others are saying about the property. They may have some insight on the home, the neighborhood, or the schools that maybe you're not aware of.
That's right, Rob. And some warning signs to be aware of include outside nuisances like noisy streets, barking dogs, and unruly neighbors.
Yeah, and Frank, you want to take note if you come across anything that just doesn't sit right with you. An overpowering air freshener might be masking the smell of mildew, for example. An odd furniture placement could be hiding cracked plaster or a damaged floor. Trust your instincts is what we're saying.
Yeah, the bottom line is that today's market conditions pose challenges for home buyers, but all hope is not lost.
Yep. You can navigate touring homes like a pro, and being prepared to submit an offer quickly if you love it can give you an advantage over other home shoppers.
And in the current market, you want to be a well-rounded buyer who's prepared to make an offer immediately following a successful home tour or open house.
Yeah, so if you're ready to get pre-approved for your home buying search, why not give us a call right now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or live chat with us 24/7 at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
And we have something called RWA certification. We're going to pair you up with one of our trusted lenders. You could call us right now, be out looking for a home tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Call us right now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or get pre-approved by live chatting with us 24/7 at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
And we'll be back right after this.
That was the Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
The what?
The Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
Dang, that thing was really moving.
Well, here's the deal. We're shifting into high gear and accelerating into a buyer's market. And due to low inventory, a fast close can get you across the finish line and into your dream home. Paria Chevalier and his team at Empire Home Loans close loans fast in as little as 10 days.
Yeah, but what about interest rates? Aren't they higher right now?
Yeah, but they're still well below the average. And right now, potential home buyers are coming in first place in the home buying race with Empire Home Loans.
Hey, I'm looking online. Home buyers are getting closing costs paid, credits for repairs, and even interest rate buy downs.
That's a fact, Jack. And it's even possible to buy a home right now with little to no money out of your pocket. And like I said, you can close in as little as 10 days.
Woo, that's fast.
You bet it is. Find out more at PariaLoans.com. That's POORIA Loans.com. NMLS ID number 2099042. Equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Robert Lewis.
And Frank Crandall.
And we're from the Radio Realtors, and we're here to tell you about Zero Res. And you know what? One of the best gifts that you could give yourself this Christmas is Zero Res to come out and clean your carpets or your floors. Frank, tell us a little bit about your experience with Zero Res.
Yeah, I had them out about 3 weeks ago, and I'll tell you, I gave my wife an early Christmas gift, and the floors are clean. They are so awesome. Our tile floor looks like they just put it in yesterday. I'm telling you, my wife is so happy. Lots of kisses and hugs. I'm definitely going to have them back again.
Well, right now you can get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at just $149. Tell them that you want the Radio Realtors KTKZ special. You can call Zero Res right now at 916-665-4881, or you can simply book online at ZeroResSacramento.com. That's ZeroResSacramento.com.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. Right now, you can contact Zero Res at ZeroResSacramento.com, and you can get 3 rooms starting at $139, plus something special for Radio Realtors listeners and The Answer listeners. So give them a call, 916-245-2992. That's 916-245-2992, or go to ZeroResSacramento.com, and please tell them that the Radio Realtors sent you. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
Well, we are excited because in the studio today, we have a good friend of ours and a good friend of the show. His name is Bill Horbaly, and he is the owner of Connected Technology. And thanks for being on the Radio Realtors today there, Bill.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate you calling me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, no, we're excited to have you. So your company, you're electricians.
Yep.
You are a solar installer, and then you do all kinds of other things too. So give us just a quick synopsis of what you guys do at Connected Technology.
Sure. So yes, at the basis, we are residential service electricians. So any kind of electrical need that you might have in your home, new spa, recessed lighting, your plugs don't work, that's our basis. But we also do a whole lot of electric vehicle chargers. We've done 3,300 in the Sacramento area. We specialize also in solar and whole house batteries. And that's been a really fun field as that technology changes and grows really quickly.
Yeah. So what is going on in solar and specifically with your company right now? Because if you're reading the news and everything, there seems just to be a lot of craziness going on with solar, but it's not with you guys. So what's going on with solar with you?
Yeah, no, actually, we've been really fortunate. I feel that we just do a great product and a great service, and we really help people navigate through the craziness that are right now. And solar is still a fantastic deal. In fact, solar prices are coming down. And so it's been great for customers. And so we've taken advantage of that. We've been growing and hiring people. In fact, we got an award this year from one of our manufacturers, Panasonic, as the fastest growing dealer in the Sacramento area. But we've just been grateful. And it is confusing right now, and we like helping people figure out that path. It is still a good financial investment for most people.
Right. And I mean, you got to look at things this way. I mean, because we know the electrical costs are going up, and they're going up every single year, and they're talking about a 30% increase or something like that.
Another one this morning, PG&E just got approved. I just saw another one. It's like the third request that they've put in. Yeah, so PG&E electricity is continuing to rise.
Yeah, so if you have PG&E, you're probably going to be seeing a pretty big increase in your electrical bills, your utility bills. Now, if somebody's interested in maybe getting a solar bid, how does that process work normally?
Oh, great question. So first, you're upset about your electrical bills. Right?
Okay, that's the first thing.
Yeah, or you don't like PG&E anymore. But once people reach out, one of the first things that we request is their electrical usage. How much electricity did you use in the last year? And we use that information plus the orientation of your house, how much shade you might have, a few other little details, and we just make a model. There's a model that demonstrates how much solar will cost and how much you can save and how long it's going to take to repay that cost of the initial solar investment.
Right. So it's like that break-even point, wherever that is.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's actually still pretty short for even with the big changes for PG&E customers. We've seen them as low as 6 years. I think the average is probably more like 7 to 9 years. It's a little longer for SMUD customers, Roseville Electric customers, because their electrical rate is inexpensive. But it's still, after you get your system paid off, then your electrical bills are zero or very close to it, as long as you're still using the same amount of electricity, of course.
Well, and it's funny because we have one of our clients who purchased or bought a home that had solar already in Oroville, out in Butte County there, and he said his highest bill in the last 6 months has been $6, and I like almost fainted because I mean I think it's like $6 a minute at my house, But that, especially for a new home buyer, not having an extreme electrical bill, utility bill, I mean, that's pretty desirable. So now, how much does it cost for this bid that you guys do, run an analysis?
We don't charge anything for that initial evaluation.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that seems very reasonable.
And it's I just feel that it's helpful for folks to know that number. And some people are going to look at that and they're going to say, 6 to 9 years is still too long. I'd rather use my money in other places. And some people are going to look at that and recognize it as a really strong investment and take advantage of it.
Sure.
With a timeline that short, it feels like almost every PG&E customer should be doing that. The average life of the system is 25 years. That's what we do our model, and so it's a long time that you get that advantage.
Sure, and then the other thing is that you got to look at how long you're going to be staying in the home. So
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're only going to be staying in the home maybe a year, that might not be a great idea. Right. But if you're thinking, hey, you know what? On the average, people are staying in their homes longer these days anyway. So if you're looking at 10, 12 years in a house, that's probably a really good thing to do because the system would be paid off well before that, and then you could sell the home with an owned solar system, right?
Yeah.
So that would be good.
It's interesting you said own solar system. It is much, much better to have an owned system than a leased system,
right,
or a system that's owned by another company. The systems that we do, the owned systems, it does, back to your question, add significant value to the home. And I understand interest rates are going to be dropping, and hopefully the home market will be changing soon.
Right.
And if you're a home shopper and you're looking at two identical homes and one has an owned solar system, and one does not, which one are you going to choose? There's just a sales value beyond the actual appraisal value of a solar system on a home that is valuable.
And I would totally agree, because when you're looking at, apples to apples, if one does have the solar system and it's paid for, and those utility bills, they're proven to be a lot less, we're going to see that increase. There's just no doubt about it in my mind. So I think that you owe it to yourself to at least check into it.
Get the numbers.
Get the numbers, find out if it works for you. We're talking to Bill Horbaly, and he is the owner of Connected Technology, and they are electricians, but they also are one of the fastest growing Panasonic solar installers in Northern California, right?
Well, at least Sacramento.
At least Sacramento.
Yeah.
Well, Sacramento is Northern California, right? So, but and you can reach them if you want to check them out. They have a great website. It's connected-technology.com. That's connected-technology.com. And they also have a phone number. It's pretty easy. It's 916-824-1800. So a couple other things. So you electrical vehicle chargers, you do a lot of those installations, right?
Yeah, we do.
Now, do you have to have solar on your house to have an EV charger?
No, but that's a great question, because the cheapest way to power your car is with your own solar on your own house.
That would make sense.
You make your own electricity. It's so much less than $4 a gallon gas,
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And so we do that quite a bit, where we'll do them in combination, one with the other. But I should mention, if solar may not be as great for a SMUD customer, but SMUD has fantastic rebates right now for electric vehicle charger installations, up to $1,000 off.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah, it's really valuable.
So that would be even if you don't have solar.
Right.
I mean, you might even want to look into that if you have an electric vehicle. And because I know it's sort of a pain. I have some family members that have electric vehicles, and they don't have their own EV charger in their house, and so they have to go places to charge, and charge it up. And so they would go to the area that they live over at this one hotel. They have one that the residents can use in this one community, but it just seems kind of like a pain to me. So
no, it's so convenient to have it at home. So we have been slowly in the process of electrifying our fleet. We have 14 vehicles in our fleet, and right now 6 of them are electric vehicles. And our technicians that are charging from home in Sacramento, we save now. You don't have a fleet, and this may not be true for you, but we save about $500 a month in fuel per vehicle, and it's significant.
That is significant.
This is for SMUD customers to get that, taking advantage of that low electrical rate. But if you live in SMUD or in Roseville, the cost of driving on electricity is so much less than the cost of gas. It's really significant, and especially if you drive a lot. If you're commuting to the Bay Area every day, then there's a huge savings that's available to you by having an electric vehicle.
No, and I would definitely agree with that. And then the other thing is that you guys do the whole house chargers,
batteries.
The batteries, right?
Yeah,
and so, and those are Panasonic as well, or
that is one of the brands that we do.
Okay,
yep.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. I mean, you guys do so much. I mean, it's amazing. And so the cool thing here too, folks, is that Connected Technology, they are first and foremost electricians.
Yep.
But they install solar and EV chargers and whole house batteries and all those things as well. But the key, what I'm trying to say there is that sometimes, and I'm not doing a blanket thing, but it seems like a lot of the solar companies, they come and go, or they merge with somebody else, and then that company is no longer in the business anymore.
It's been a little rough,
and then it's hard to get a hold of if you need service or something. Well, these guys are going to stay electricians, so because that's what their foundation is. So if you need any electrical work done, let's say you need a new panel, or you're having things are shorting out, or you need to have recessed lighting installed, or any of those things that a normal electrician would do, they do all that stuff.
Absolutely.
But they also install solar. They'll give you a free bid. You can find out about the EV charges, the whole house battery. And I will tell you, when everything went out and the electricity was out for a while in many areas, if you had that whole house battery, you were probably pretty happy because that lasted 5 to 7 days at least.
Well,
depending on how much energy you're using.
Yeah, there's a lot of variable factors that go in there, but again, we help design them. We try to make them work well. Some of our primary customers are people who have wells.
Okay.
I've had a lot of people tell me that I can live without electricity, but I can't live without my water.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and there are significant advantages of a whole house battery versus a whole house generator, an automatic backup generator.
Sure.
They work in similar ways, but there are many, many other advantages that the battery offers. And if you're considering a whole house generator, absolutely, you should consider a whole house battery instead. Very good
cool.
option. You don't have to have solar. It's better with solar, but you don't have to have solar to have the whole house battery.
So if they want to get a hold of you, the best way is just to go to your website. You can request an appointment. You can contact you guys or request an estimate right there on your website. It's connected-technology.com. That's connected-technology.com. And then also their phone number, if you want to just get a hold of them the old-fashioned way, you can. It's 916-824-1800. That's 916-824-1800. Any parting words there, Bill?
I guess I should add, we do have virtual estimates too. So like if you really don't want somebody to come to your house, we have forms you can complete and we can provide the detailed information for you. If you want us to come to your house, there's no cost for that. So we're happy to do it either way. And I would, in the future, we should probably talk about electrification. The funds that are coming to California and to consumers for electrifying your home, changing from gas to electric.
Yeah, so there's going to be some incentives, some serious incentives coming into the new year here that you might want to take advantage. So we'll have to have you back in to talk about those things.
So it's going to be a big deal in 2024.
Absolutely, folks. So we know, you might want to make a New Year's resolution to be able to generate your own energy. It's amazing. Some of our clients are so excited because they're only paying $1.50 a month or $6 a month for their electrical or their utilities now, and it's just crazy to think that it's that inexpensive, So anyway, if you'd like to get a hold of Bill, connected-technology.com or 916-824-1800. And thanks for being on the Radio Realtors today there, Bill.
Robert. I appreciate the opportunity.
You bet. All right, folks, we'll be back right after this. Do you know what that sound is? That's your wake-up call. What do you need to wake up from? It's the nightmare of paying your landlord's mortgage. Think about this. If you're paying $2,500 a month for rent, you're paying $30,000 of your landlord's mortgage a year, and that should have you waking up in a cold sweat. Why not make a resolution today to buy your very own home? Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is ready to help you. The market has changed, and it's leaning towards being a buyer's market, and that means you could buy a home now, not overpay, or be in a bidding war, and maybe even get some of your closing costs paid for you. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is a mortgage master, and he specializes in customizing a loan for your unique situation. Jeff even has down payment assistance loans and ideas to buy down your interest rate. Answer your wake-up call. Call Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage at 916-765-2900 or apply online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997.
Thank you for calling Jeff Compton's office. It's a great day to buy a home. How can we help you?
Rob here, reminding you that you can hear all of our shows on the Radio Realtors podcast through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, and more. Please give the Radio Realtors podcast a 5-star review and share the link with your friends. Access it now at radiorealtors.com.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold a house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors, Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. And you need to book now so that you can get everything cleaned up after all these people are coming over for Christmas, right? Yeah, you got to do it. So get those carpets cleaned, the tile, the hardwood floors. They do area rugs. I mean, they pretty much do everything. They do your showers, for crying out loud. It is a great deal. And we've got a special deal for you. You can get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned starting at $139 plus something special for Radio Realtors and The Answer listeners.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, it's
3
crazy.
for $139?
3 for $139, Frank. Woo. It's a great deal. So call them right now, 916-245-2992, 916-245-2992. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Yeah, I would expect that you would have like an elf outfit on, but you don't. You just have a really cool golf shirt.
How do you know? It's underneath, baby.
Oh, okay. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Wow. But Rob Lewis speechless.
I know, and it doesn't happen very often. So everything that was coming to my mind was totally inappropriate. So can't talk about that on the radio.
Moving on.
We're wrapping up the show talking about pet relocation and tips for a stress-free move. And when it comes time to change your living situation, relocating your furry friends can stir up a whirlwind of emotions. You're not just moving your belongings, but also an essential part of your family. And as we wrap up today's show, we're going to give you some practical tips to make your pet's transition to a new place as smooth as possible.
That is right, Rob. From understanding pet anxiety to picking the right carrier to establishing a new routine, we got you covered.
Yep, so we're going to help you learn how to help keep your pet calm during the move, and it's going to be great, Frank.
Okay, Rob, let's embark. Get it?
Yeah.
On this journey together, ensuring a stress-free move for both you and your beloved pet.
Yeah, the first thing is you need to understand pet anxiety, Frank.
That's right, Rob. During your move, it's crucial for you to understand that your pet's unease isn't just about fear. It's an emotional response to change and unfamiliar surroundings.
Right, Frank. And was that your stomach? Sounded like your stomach was growling, but it sounded like there was a...
Well, you never passed the cookies.
That's true. Well, so just like us, animals thrive on routine and predictability, and a sudden shift in their environment can trigger distress, showing up as anxiety, maybe excessive barking or meowing, or even loss of appetite.
Now, you might be wondering, how can I relieve my pet's anxiety during the move? Well, you can start by maintaining their routine as much as possible.
Absolutely, Frank. And so you want to feed them, walk them, and play with them at the usual times. And the normalness can provide comfort in the midst of, kind of chaos.
Okay, so next, try to introduce them slowly to their new surroundings. Bring their favorite toys, blankets, or beds to the new home.
Yep, having familiar items around can help them feel more at home.
Okay, the second thing you need to do is handle pre-move pet preparation.
Yeah, before the big move, you're going to need to take several steps to ensure your pet's safety and comfort.
That's right, Rob. It's not just about packing their toys and food. It's about preparing them emotionally for the transition ahead.
Right. So here are a couple of key areas to focus on. Number 1, do a health check. Take your pet for a visit to the vet. Ensure they're up to date with their vaccinations and they're in good health for the journey itself. And your vet can also provide medication if your pet is prone to maybe travel anxiety.
That's right. Your pet's health and comfort should be your top priority. Knowing they're physically ready can give you the peace of mind and reduce your stress levels too.
Also, if you can, get familiar with the new environment. If possible, maybe take your pet to visit the new home or the area before the move.
That's right. Pets can sense change and may feel anxious and unsettled.
Yeah, Frank, and by getting them acquainted with the new environment, you're helping to reduce that anxiety and make the transition smoother.
The third thing you need to do is choose the right pet carrier.
Yep, choosing the right pet carrier, Frank, is a crucial step that you can't overlook in ensuring your pet's comfort and safety during the move. And it's not just about buying any carrier. It's about finding the perfect one for your furry friend's needs.
That's right. First, consider the size. Your pet should have enough room to stand, turn around, and lie down comfortably. If it's too small, they'll be cramped. Too big, and they might not feel secure.
And materials matter too, Frank. Plastic carriers are durable, they're easy to clean, and they're generally airline approved. Those soft-sided carriers work well for smaller pets and short trips, but they may not stand up to a cat's claws or a dog's teeth.
And ventilation is vital too. So look for carriers with ample ventilation slots on at least 2 sides.
And remember to check for secure closures. Some of these have zippers and latches or locks, and they should be sturdy and dependable.
Lastly, think about convenience for you. Carriers with adjustable straps or wheels might make transport much easier.
Right. And the fourth thing that you need to do is think about long distance travel, Frank.
Yeah, when you're facing a long distance move with your pets, it's essential to prepare thoroughly to ensure their comfort and safety. The journey can be as smooth as possible if you take the following steps.
Right, Frank. Plan your route carefully is the first thing. So consider your pet's needs and breaks for exercise and bathroom needs. You also want to research pet-friendly hotels in advance if you're planning an overnight stop.
The next thing is to prepare a travel kit for your pet. Pack enough food, water, and toys to keep your pet comfortable throughout the journey. And don't forget to include any medication your pet may need.
And remember, every pet is unique. I know that for a fact with my dog Rozzie's unique. You know your pet best, so consider their individual temperament, their health, and their preferences when making travel arrangements. And travel can be stressful for people, but also for pets. But with the right preparation, you can make the journey more comfortable for them.
The fifth thing you need to know is keep your pets calm during the move.
Yeah, even though you've meticulously planned your pet's travel, keeping them calm during the move is another crucial aspect that you're going to need to address. The stress of a move can cause anxiety in pets, and it's your job to help them manage it.
Yeah, first off, try to maintain a normal routine as much as possible. Pets thrive on routine, and keeping feeding times and walks regular can provide a sense of security.
Secondly, use familiar items, Frank. A favorite blanket or a toy can bring comfort and reassurance during travel. And consider using pet-friendly calming products. These could be pheromone sprays, calming treats, or anxiety wraps. Also consult with your vet before you use any of those products to make sure they're suitable for your pet.
Lastly, don't underestimate the power of your presence. Pets look to their owners for comfort, so be sure to spend quality time with them before, during, and after the move.
And what pet experts say is speak softly to your pets, provide gentle strokes, and remain patient, because your calm demeanor can significantly impact your pet's emotional state, helping them to stay relaxed during the move. So the wrap up here is, after successfully keeping your pet calm during the move, it's now time to introduce them to their new environment in a safe and comforting manner. And this transition phase is critical as it can affect your pet's overall well-being and happiness. So it's essential to make their surroundings familiar and comfortable.
That's right, Rob. You want to make a gradual introduction to the new house, allowing your pet to explore one room at a time.
Yeah, Frank, and this kind of approach is going to help them to adjust slowly, reducing feelings of stress. So try to arrange their new space in a comparable way to the previous one. Familiarity can provide a sense of comfort and security.
And just remember, patience is key during this process. Some pets might adjust quickly while others may need more time. It's crucial to always be there to provide reassurance and support.
Yeah, so spend some quality time with your pet, play with them, give them treats, or simply sit with them in their new space. And your presence, like Frank said, is a great comfort for your pet. And we get it. The journey of relocating may be challenging, but it's your love and care that will make your pet feel right at home in their new environment. So, you know what, Frank? You know, I know this is a real estate show, but we love pets, and I think it's a super important topic.
They're part of our family.
They are. They're our furry family members, right?
And look at the people going into Petco.
Right.
It's a never-ending business. Job security.
I don't think that Petco's going anywhere.
No.
But I'm telling you, you want to make sure that all of your family members are stress-free as possible during the move. And I know that, like, every time I take my dog in the car, she gets a little bit of anxiety. And we're only just going down the road to the vet or what have you. But I think she knows, oh my gosh, I'm going to, they're going to probe me and do things to me that I don't want, or I'm going to the groomer, and when they're there, they like it. But, I think they get a little bit anxious. But anyway, we want to say to you, Merry Christmas. We will be talking to you before the new year, but we just want to say Merry Christmas to you. And if there was ever a window that you might get a screaming deal on a home, I'm telling you right now, it is right now.
Oh yeah.
I was duplicitous in saying right now twice, but it is the best time. So we would love to hear from you. Yes, we do work during the holidays, and we have opportunities that we can arrange to get you out looking at homes. But we have actually had people call us this week, and they are out looking this weekend. So we can help you too. And also, if you're thinking, I have a home that I'd like to sell, what does the forecast look like for the new year? Well, give us a call because we have some good information for you sellers as well. So give us a call. 833-32-RADIO is the number, 833-32-RADIO, or you can live chat with us 24/7, even on the holidays, at radiorealtors.com. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this show.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
That was the Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
The what?
The Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
Dang, that thing was really moving.
Well, here's the deal. We're shifting into high gear and accelerating into a buyer's market. And due to low inventory, a fast close can get you across the finish line and into your dream home. Bill Horbaly and his team at Empire Home Loans close loans fast in as little as 10 days.
Yeah, but what about interest rates? Aren't they higher right now?
Yeah, but they're still well below the average. And right now, potential home buyers are coming in first place in the home buying race with Empire Home Loans.
Hey, I'm looking online. Home buyers are getting closing costs paid, credits for repairs, and even interest rate buy-downs.
That's a fact, Jack. And it's even possible to buy a home right now with little to no money out of your pocket. And like I said, you can close in as little as 10 days.
Woo, that's fast.
You bet it is. Find out more at PoriaLoans.com. That's POORIA Loans.com. NMLS ID number 2099042. Equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Robert Lewis.
And Frank Crandall from the Radio Realtors.
And Frank, you know what? I love the holiday season. I love Christmas. I love everything about it. I love the trees, snowmen, reindeer, the whole 9 yards. But one thing that I will tell you that I love a lot is when we have a bunch of people come over. But when we have a bunch of people come over, we have multiple dogs, multiple kids, and people going in and out. And that means our carpets get dirty. So you know what I got to do?
Call Zero Res.
That's right. ZeroResSacramento.com is the only place that we go to get our carpets and other surfaces clean. And right now they have a tremendous deal. It is 3 rooms of carpet for just $149. Frank, what is their phone number?
916-665-4881, and make sure you tell them the Radio Realtor sent you.
Or you can go to their website and book online. It's ZeroResSacramento.com.